welcome to another episode of Brotherly Love Show. It's been a long time. We took a long break, much needed break. So today we have my mom and my dad. Daddy and Mama. That's what we call them. They have gracefully agreed to do this podcast, and I wanted to bring them on to tell their story and to tell other people, or I wanted to tell other people that I have been blessed. Me and Billy and Jesse and John, we have been blessed ultimately like no other. Like nobody else. Not everybody has good, solid parents, and it is a blessing. And hopefully we can just talk about whatever, anything, and whoever sees it, maybe it'll be a blessing to them. Just, not everybody has good parents. So we've been blessed. Wouldn't you agree, Billy?
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah.
I concur.
So, I was talking with them earlier today at Bojangles. Daddy likes Bojangles a lot, and
Bojangles without me?
Yeah.
And I sprung it on them that I would like to do a podcast with them. They didn't know I was talking about today. Did I surprise you guys?
And I thought it was all going to be yes and no questions.
Oh, yeah.
I was under the impression.
The first thing that I had on my list was because my daughter Haley is getting married in a couple months, or maybe less than a couple months, is about marriage. I was wondering if you guys could, you guys are married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 55 years ago.
5 years.
Yep, we came up on the 55 just the other day.
So you got married when you were 5?
I was 18.
You was, wasn't you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was
Yeah.
21. Well, no, I was 20. The next day I would have been 21.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Did you get married? You got married after you got out of the Army?
yeah.
Okay. So, before marriage, how did you guys meet?
I was 16. The day before I turned 16, we met at church. At Dixon Boulevard Baptist Church in Cocoa, Florida. That's how we met, at church.
The day before you got married?
The day before my birthday. Did I say married?
I thought it was,
I think so.
I thought it was your birthday.
The day before I turned 16,
Oh, okay.
we met at Dixon Boulevard Baptist
So you
Church.
were 15,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was 15
and you met
at church.
Paul.
Yeah.
What was that like? How'd you meet him?
Well, I
We
had my
just
eye on
started
her.
talking to each other.
I had my eye on her when we was sitting in church. As soon as we got out of church, I went over and started talking to her.
Well, what was the preacher preaching about?
I have no clue.
Jesus.
I can't remember that.
So Dixon Boulevard, is that church still there?
No.
The building is there, but it's not a church. They moved the actual church to another facility.
Alright, so carry on. What happened next?
but I was gonna make this comment. The place we went to get shrimp, little restaurant, used to be the ranch house, was right down the street from the church. And it's still there under a new name. It ain't the ranch house anymore, so I just thought I'd throw that in there.
It's called Mitchell's now.
So
Yeah.
that is what y'all did after you met? You
Yeah,
went
we
and got
started,
shrimp?
yeah, we'd go to dinner there. Of course, I couldn't go on a date unless we went to church or church activities. So we could go out to eat to Mitchell, to the ranch house. Yeah.
So then what?
Then he got drafted,
Right after that?
and not too long.
About a year later, they'd already tried to draft me one time. I was 18, and I got out of it on a deferment, but as soon as I turned 19, I got my draft papers again. And I actually did get drafted that time. So I didn't get there again for about a year and a half, 2 years, about 2 years.
You guys worried that they might do the draft again? All the conflict going on in the Middle East and over the world?
No,
No, I'm not too worried about that.
I'm
Me neither.
over age now, I can't get drafted.
Yeah. Not too
I
worried
mean,
about
I'll
it.
be worried about it if it happens.
Yeah.
But
With Trump in there, I don't think, everybody's joining, and they're getting plenty of people joining, so I don't think they're gonna have to start drafting anymore. But plus, he's trying to get everything peaceful, so I don't know, we'll see.
All right. You got any
So y'all didn't go to high school together?
no.
No.
Okay, I was thinking y'all did.
Well, I had went to Cocoa High School. But he was
Just
going.
not
Where'd you
at the
go?
same time.
You graduated from Merritt Island High,
Yeah,
and I graduated from Melbourne High. But I was going to school in Cocoa, but when he was in the military, my daddy started the mission, so we had to move to Melbourne, which is, like
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes away. So I had to go to a different high school.
What year was that?
1969.
Oh,
Holy moly, that's when the man landed on the moon.
yeah, I was over in Japan then,
Okay.
serving my time.
Well, it might have looked different. The moon landing looked different from Japan, huh?
Yeah, it looked like he had slanted eyes or something.
Wow.
No, it was really over there in the northern Japan. It was real cold over there.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that stay over there. It's different, just get to see different things, and
Yeah.
it was really.
I loved my time in Japan. It's beautiful.
I didn't realize. I never put it together that they went to the moon during the Vietnam War. It's kind of weird.
I know.
It's a strange time.
Yeah, it was.
Go to the moon.
And like I was telling
Yeah.
Andy before, I seen the missile go up.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
believe
know
they
it's
did it.
true.
Yeah, I believe they did it. It just kind of.
Yeah, there's another
Yeah.
thing they can come up with.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they were putting all their money toward the war. I don't know. So and then, so you went to Japan, but first you went to Hawaii.
First, I went to basic training in Fort Benning.
Yeah,
And after
Georgia.
that, you're supposed to go on to AIT, Advanced Infantry Training.
Yeah.
But in my situation, I was able to skip that and go straight to, I thought I was going to Alaska, but when I got to California, they told me I wasn't going to Alaska, I was going to Oahu, Hawaii, the island of Oahu.
Oh
And,
man, that was a big
It was a
letdown.
bad break, but I endured it. It was good.
Had a rough life.
Yeah.
So when you got out of the military, what's your first thing you did?
First thing I did when I got out,
Do you remember?
yeah, went home.
Took a nap.
Took a bow. No, I went home, and it wasn't too long after that. I run into Debbie down at the Bird Plaza, and we got talking about doing things together again. And
So y'all weren't dating when he was in the military?
no, I didn't see her for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Were y'all ever dating before?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
just
but then the military told you couldn't date?
yeah.
He was in
Sure
Japan
did.
and I was in Melbourne.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
They didn't have cell phones.
And I had
Back then,
I had got a
internet.
little car and
Yeah, we didn't have cell
me and
phones.
my friend would go to Coco looking for him, and I run up on him at the Bird Plaza.
What's the Bird Plaza?
It's like
Shopping center.
I know you
a mall. It's a mall, old timey mall,
Okay.
kind of like a. I don't have any. There's no malls like that up here.
No,
Yeah, it's an outside mall.
it's a Florida mall,
It's still there. All those buildings are still there.
but it's really run down. It's
But
pretty old.
yeah. So then we started.
Was it like Birkdale? Okay.
Not that fancy.
But I bought
mean,
this.
yeah.
We bought these
Similar to
rings
it's outside. That's
That
where we
ring-
got these.
at Bird Plaza. There was a jewelry store there,
Yeah.
and I wanted to get the thick ring because I'd seen people get them thin rings and they wear out. You know, just about
Yeah.
fall off their finger. So look at that, 55 years and that thing's still in good shape.
Oh yeah.
That's the same one?
She's got
No?
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool. Alright, so then that leads us to marriage. Oh, we're back to marriage.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys get married?
At Dixon Boulevard Baptist Church.
Okay.
And it
At
wasn't
the
long
church
after we
that-
got back together, we started talking about getting married right away.
Oh, okay.
I did. And she,
Yeah.
What did
Concur.
Grandpa Ellison think about that?
they was all happy about it.
Oh,
They
yeah?
really
Believe it or
liked
not, I
Paul.
couldn't believe it.
They fell in love with Paul. You know.
So you weren't from Florida originally, right? You're
No,
born
I
in-
was from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's where I was born, at the Mercy Hospital.
Alright. I wrote down home, I don't know why, and put a question mark. How many? You guys have lived homes.
Debbie's got it all figured. She
We-
kind of
we-
figured that out.
We
know
didn't move
y'all-
around a lot.
That song, Traveling Man.
We
That's y'all's
have
song.
lived in approximately 22 houses. Homes.
Homes.
The last one being 30-something years. All those other ones we'd just be renting and didn't like the situation or the area, and we'd just
A
find
lot of times
another
it was
rental.
Apartments or mobile
lot of
homes, or
moving.
different things, you know, like that.
We did buy a couple places, like the Spring Valley place, and then there was a place in Jacksonville we did buy.
You bought Wyoming Drive.
And Wyoming Drive, yeah,
Yeah.
we bought that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's 3 places, yeah.
Why didn't you buy the White House where I grew up?
Oh.
What is that called? Bar Road.
Bar Road House. They
Oh.
told us that it was for sale, and we went to the bank to get the money, and they wouldn't loan it to us because we had to give them a down payment back then. We didn't have the money for the down payment. And then after we moved out, we came back to try to buy it because we had money then, and they wouldn't sell it. They only would sell it to minorities
The government thing is what it was.
because the property, the owner wasn't paying his taxes, so it went to the government.
Foreclosure type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. And so the government said it could only be sold to minorities. So we went to the bank about that too. It didn't work.
Well, yeah, I had a lot of memories from Bar Road. I mean,
That was the best place.
How many cars have you guys had? Did you make a list of them?
Approximately 18.
Probably not as many as Billy.
And Billy's had,
I'm working on about 20.
he's
Good
probably had
grief.
more than us.
Yeah.
Can you name all the cars and
It'd take,
make and model?
Paul's got a list. I wrote them down. I didn't write the model.
you want to do it?
Can you
just,
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you just say it by?
Okay, we had
First
a,
car I had, I know, was a Studebaker.
yeah. He had that before we got married.
The Studebaker was a Lark.
American Motors.
American Motors.
Oh,
yeah.
that's GM.
No, American Motors
They
is,
don't-
It's different.
does Ramblers and
They don't
kind
do
of-
that anymore.
I don't
I
know.
don't know if they do or not.
They might still be up in
Chrysler
Canada or
bought
something
them or
like
something.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Then we had I had a MG Midget.
Yeah, fancy.
Yeah, but my daddy really wanted that one. That's why I had it.
When we got married, I had a Valiant, a black Valiant. Remember that? A V8.
Yeah.
And it was not a bad car.
They had a Dodge.
Was that,
It would take off.
was that a hot? That was a hot rod, right? Did you
Yeah.
roll
It had
your
a big
sleeves off
engine
like
in it.
this?
Yeah, had pack of cigarettes up
Yeah.
there.
I knew it.
We had
I've seen
two
those pictures.
Valiants. When John was a baby, we had a Valiant. It wasn't a very good car, that one. Then we had Rambler. We had two Ramblers.
Yeah, I don't remember the Rambler, but
I remember one of them.
And then we had an Impala station wagon, and an Oldsmobile station wagon, and we had a Volkswagen station wagon. Y'all probably didn't know that.
No, I
We
don't
were
remember
living
that
in
one.
Spring Valley. Somebody on the job sold Daddy that, and we could never get it to running. And we had Cavaliers and Chevettes. We counted 3 Chevettes. I couldn't remember. The
Well,
Geos,
Yeah,
That was
Sprints,
the white one.
an Impala sedan, and then these past 2 Equinoxes, and the truck, the red truck. So,
2 Sprint. I know 2 Sprints at least.
yeah,
That could have just been 2 Chevettes, but I'm not sure. I was thinking we had 3.
I can't remember.
I think 2 Chevettes and 2
Yeah.
Sprints.
I believe
Could
you're
have
right.
been right. But it's around 18 cars. But Billy's beat us, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's had a lot.
I don't know how that happened.
How many have you had, Jesse?
Galaxy.
I'll give him time to figure that out.
That might take a little while.
He got one of the, he got the Cavalier.
Yeah?
The one, yeah,
Let's see.
Beetle, Range Rover, Cavalier.
yeah, he's counting it.
Jesse might have you beat, really.
Maybe.
Well, John might have all of us beat because
Yeah.
he
Well,
gets
yeah.
cars in and out and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
He's
didn't
still
think of
got that Astro van though. Yeah,
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many years he had that thing? God.
I think it's as long, I think it was
Be a
as,
long
he got it when
20
we
at
got
least.
the Impala.
That's a long time ago.
Beetle,
Jesse's still counting.
Range Rover.
Just chime in when you figure it out, but we're gonna move on to Tell me about your brothers and sisters. Because this is the Brotherly Love podcast. So,
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I mean, if you want to. If you don't want to do, we have this button here. If you don't feel comfortable answering a question, that's the
Okay.
no
I'll get
button.
mine over first.
All right.
Okay, I had 4 brothers, Buddy, Danny, Joe, and Jeff, and 1 sister.
Oh yeah. I've met them all.
Yeah.
Well, no, you have other
Oh, I have
stepsisters
5.
and brothers,
I
right?
have
But Jesse just chimed in.
What?
His
13.
13 cars.
13.
It's more than me. Not as many as them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell, the first time I want to say that they were talking about us, them being blessed because of us. Well, I was going to say, we've been blessed because having 4 great kids, great boys, all of them. Every one of them's just really, I've heard them bragged on my whole life since they were,
Your whole life?
yeah.
Your life.
Well,
mean, since
since
their
they
whole
were,
life.
yeah, their whole life, yeah.
Go on.
And they,
Just kidding.
just about, everybody would say, man, how'd you keep such good kids, or something like that. Anyway, I just wanted to say that first.
You say it's probably prayer
That's got a
Yes.
lot to do
and
with it, yeah.
staying true to the gospel. And
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, that's the only thing I could.
It's
That's-
straight from God.
That's the only way you can
Every-
have good kids.
Prayer from you guys praying and prayer from your mom and dads.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it did
And-
the same thing.
It's all God's blessings.
Right.
He's done everything. We can look back and see God's hands in so many things.
Not to say that anybody listening don't have good parents that
yeah,
they're not praying, but
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, there's all kind of situations.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I've done at all. I'm just a sinner just like everybody else, but God has done all this for me.
I didn't think you ever sinned.
What?
Okay, I'll
I
leave
am human.
my brothers and sisters. There were 5 of us altogether, starting with Jimmy, Johnny, me, Doris, and Linda. And we had a real good father and mother that did a lot of praying, and things went real well there.
Yeah. Your dad was a carpenter, right?
Yeah, we were poor as church mouse, but it was.
Yeah.
We really had a good raising as far as.
What did your mom do? Was she just stay at home or?
Yeah, she was stay-at-home mom, and Daddy was a carpenter, and you didn't make a lot of money doing that. You didn't get rich anyway. I mean, it's like, real
It's a shame.
slim.
You do now.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Yeah.
I guess it's all different situations.
That's why everything costs so much, I guess.
And then your Grandpa Ellison, he's started that rescue
Yeah.
mission, the City Rescue Mission, which was amazing.
Yeah, he really.
He was poorer than a church mouse.
Yeah, but he was
He
real.
was poor in money, but he was
Rich, yeah.
rich in everything else.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. Y'all want to brag on your sisters and brothers?
That's funny.
They all good.
And you want to brag on my sisters and brothers?
Yeah, they all
My
good.
sister?
Yeah, they
No.
all good.
Yeah,
they're all Christians. I mean,
yeah.
you know,
The Gordon family, they're just great people. I mean, just get along with you and everything. Wonderful people, wonderful Christian people.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, so are the Ellisons.
Ellison's gave us a lot through stuff that, I mean, like, gifts from God. I mean, the Lord blessed their family with special gifts. I mean, like
Talents.
her brother was a mechanic, never went to school or nothing, but is real good at cars. It's just naturally. Stuff like that. They had a lot of talent that way. And it passed on down
Jeff.
to some of our kids and
Jeff.
different things.
Uncle Jeff was an amazing artist.
And y'all, I see that in all these kids.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll go on to kids, grandkids. We won't talk about your kids, we'll talk about your grandkids.
12.
Yeah, so you have 12 grandkids.
We have one great-grandchild and one on the way, and lots of possibilities for more great-grandchildren.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what do you think about your grandchildren? Are there any that you
They're the
could
best
do
in the
without?
world. No. No.
I'm for keeping every one of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a whole different world when they come. When they were born, I made sure I was there for every birth.
Oh, yeah.
All 12 of them.
Yeah, you take a lot of pictures.
Yeah, I do.
Can you name each grandchildren and their age
No,
real
I
quick
couldn't
right
name
now by
them.
heart, by name?
Oh yeah, there's Kayla, Johnny, Jarrett, Jessica, Sam, Jack, Paul, Ben, Andrew, Haley, Ellison, and Elliot. And then the great grands is Seth. And then the next one's going to be Grant.
Grant, I don't know. Were you supposed to
No, still, I mean, they're
divulge that
telling
information?
everybody
Is
it's
that still
Grant.
rolling? I just got a spam call. It's
But,
still.
I can't name all their birthdays. I probably could. That'll take a
that's-
long time.
Yeah. I couldn't do it.
No, I could, I'll tell you, see,
And then there's John, Billy, Andy, and Jesse.
I could spend a lot of time bragging on Debbie
Oh no.
for being such a good mother.
Mm-mm.
She was always a hard worker. I mean, she just kept busy all the time. And the love that she had for her kids, I mean, I've never seen it that equal.
Yeah.
I just had to put that.
I wish I had been better.
No, it
There's
was,
a lot of things I
I think
could
it could have been
change.
better.
I was reading in the Bible the other day, and then something in the book I was reading today was talking about I guess it's in Genesis where God made Eve and said that he would be a helper or helpmate. And I don't know, women don't tend to like that when they're called to be a helper. But
That's
if
the
you
hardest job.
really delve into that word, helper or helpmate,
It's the hardest job.
yeah,
It's
it's
harder than being the other one.
so the man and woman they won't work without each other. So
Yeah.
That's true. But like I say, there's lots of things I could have changed, but I'm not perfect. But I do like to home make and craft and cook and all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got to keep my fingers busy.
So you like to
It was good. We had a good childhood.
yeah, we were spoiled.
Yeah.
That's what my daughter-in-laws tell me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I always think. Yeah.
That's
When
true.
you read, we did a study. We had a small group at one time at our church, and they wanted to do a parenting book or something. And we were going through the book, and I was like, man, all this stuff is wrong. Because my mom and dad didn't do any of this.
Right.
Like, they like give your kids chores and stuff.
Tours.
Oh,
Chores.
Chores.
But I remember when I was a kid, somebody, I can't remember where we were, who it was, but some other adult was around, and the conversation came up, and you told them you didn't give us chores. And they were real shocked. And you told them because they're going to have all their rest of their lives to work. That's why.
Right.
Well, I always remember that. But now I think about it with Ellis and Elliot, I'll start thinking, man, I need to give them something to do. But then I start thinking, well, they're going to, what you said, I always remember what you said. And
Yeah, I guess there's two ways of looking at that. but-
because their theory is you give them respect for work or some kind of structure or something, but I think it kind of makes you disgruntled toward it or something. I mean, it can, you know,
It could, yeah, that's true.
because I think all of us, John and Aunt Jessie and Andy, all work hard and respect their
Yeah.
jobs and everything.
Sure do.
Yeah, I mean, we all had good work ethics. I mean, I'm not bragging on
Yeah.
us, but
No,
I don't know how that would happen with
Well,
giving us
yeah.
chores. I don't know.
I think it's God.
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah.
you were saying earlier, it's
God
praise.
given.
Like you
Give
can
God
raise a
credit.
kid
Yeah, that's for sure.
any way, but if you're not doing it, pointing them toward
I'm not,
Christ, you won't have that in you.
I'm not gonna let Andrew see this podcast
Yeah.
about the chore thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
No,
can-
I'm kidding.
yeah,
There's nothing wrong with it.
I don't do them.
No.
I try.
And giving them a chore and a taskmaster.
Yeah.
Forcing it on them.
Yeah, that's like
I didn't want to force.
that. Don't provoke your child to
Right,
anger type
right,
verse.
right.
Like y'all never.
As long
I think
as your kid-
some parents are like. It just seemed like I mean I'm not saying they are, but
As long as you
I
keep
can
the
give them
Lord
something
in
to
it,
do.
I believe it
For
could
no
work.
reason.
You know, a lot
Yeah.
of different, however you choose, I mean, however it works out for you to do it, and just keep the Lord in it, it'll work
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
And that book was real good. At the end of the book, that's what it came down to. Is
Oh,
like,
okay.
Oh,
like,
did it?
that's what
Yeah.
was. That was the big thing. You can raise them up, however, but at the end of this, the line or end of the childhood, whatever, they're gonna have their own mind and they're gonna go their own way. So
Absolutely, yeah.
if they don't have, if they weren't centered in Christ, then
Right, yeah.
none of it would have mattered.
And you guys did a good job praying for us and your grandchildren. And I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
I never felt like I was doing a good job, but the Lord put it all together and made it right.
Yeah. Well, then,
God in everything. You can see
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God in everything. Jesse said, and his kids.
Yeah.
God's blessings.
yeah. Well, you had Grandpa Gordon and Grandma Gordon and
Yeah.
Grandma Ellison and Grandpa Ellison.
Yeah.
I always remember
Good
sitting
examples.
in Plaza Road behind. We always sit behind Grandpa Gordon. He would get real excited during the message, and he'd just get up and just. And then Uncle Johnny, when there was a visiting preacher, he would just at points during the message, he would just get up and just walk around and shake his head, and we've always had a good family that
Yeah.
I know prays for each other.
Yeah. Just having Christians around like that.
Yeah, alright, let's, I only got one more thing on the list. On my list. I don't know if you have a list.
Yeah, I don't have this.
So you're into crafting and baking
Yeah.
and all the womanly stuff, and
Yes.
you are the best chef out there.
Not
I
much
mean,
here
I
lately.
pretty much anybody will say so, not just family.
Not
will
much
say so.
happened. I started cooking with my granny.
Look
And
at-
then in high school, you know, I took home ec and stuff like that, and
Then she
then, yeah,
cooked for all your family a
I
lot.
cooked for home at home. I cooked for the family.
So that in your when you applied for the school area, was that in your resume that you cooked a lot?
Well, I might have been, but I just went to work for a little extra money only when y'all started school.
What about you? You started
Yeah.
working for the railroad,
Uh-huh.
or you started doing donuts, right?
Yeah, I did that for a little while, and I saw it wasn't going nowhere. I didn't like it. So I finally got into a plumbing job, a plumber's helper at PC Godfrey,
I did that.
and really liked it. I love pipe fitting and plumbing and all that. And then a railroad job came open, needing pipe fitters, and I
Okay.
took that job and got on.
So that's what you retired on, the railroad.
I worked 36 years for the railroad.
So
You never took a sick day, didn't you? Or something like that?
Hardly ever.
Not many. I mean,
Maybe
yeah, I didn't.
Once or-
yeah, I think it was John. I wish he could be here, but I think it was John driving down the highway, and and you were driving so 85 coming home from work, and it was like this kind of temperature outside. It was really hot, and you were still in your full gear, like your hard hat and your glasses, your goggles,
Everything.
with the windows up.
Yeah. I know. I've always,
Can you explain that?
yeah.
With no AC?
Got a lot
No
to do
AC.
with my ways, the way I am. I don't know why I'm that way, but it'd be like when I got off work, I was in a hurry to get home. You know, that kind of thing. Or I always wanted to get things done quick and get them over. And
So, okay, I never thought, so that would save time when you got home. You didn't have to
well, I
take
just-
this gear
I was to
off.
the point I didn't even think about it. I just
Yeah.
forgot. You know, it was on, and I was just in a hurry to get to the car. Well, when I got there, I was halfway down the road before I realized, God, I still got these on.
And that
So-
car had the sheet metal window.
Mr. Efficient.
Yeah, it did.
Sheet metal window?
Yes.
Well, that's
Oh.
another story.
What was that
Might take
which
too
car
long
was
to
that?
tell.
That little Rambler.
Oh,
The window broke out, and I couldn't get another one, so I was working in sheet metal some there at the railroad, and I just made me up a sheet metal window and stuck it in there. It's supposed to be temporary, but it just went on and on. And I couldn't
Yeah.
get rid of it.
And then tell the story about you riding down the road and there's another Rambler with the sheet metal window.
Sure was.
Really? You must have had problems with the rollers.
I've been laid off, and I got called back, and I was on the way home, real happy. And this guy pulled up beside me at the light on the way home, and he blowed his horn. I looked over, and he was waving. He pointed back at his sheet metal window, and it was just like mine. Good grief.
Yeah.
That would never. I thought that was some kind of sign.
did we just become best friends?
Maybe he saw you a couple days
Yeah.
earlier, and he's like, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy. Never seen that before.
That guy's a genius.
That's not all, that's just a little bit.
Yeah. I
Just-
thought about a lot of stuff.
Touch
Talking
the
about
tip
it.
of the iceberg.
Well, you done a good job there on that.
Do you remember when you used to make our clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At school?
Sure did. I remember.
Well,
I didn't
yeah.
know any different.
I remember the Hawaiian shirts.
She was tireless. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know how she
Well, a
done it.
lot of that came from me growing up, like Daddy said, people didn't have money. They didn't have money. People in our time did not have money where we were
Yeah.
living at, and the space program shut down and all that stuff. We had to do it with what we could, making our own clothes, and I just learned it all, a lot of it on my own.
Used to make us those Hawaiian
Yeah.
shirts and shorts.
Shorts, baggies. They're called baggies.
Yeah. I didn't know any.
You want me to make you another one?
Yeah. Well, I just went to school. I just figured everybody's
I brought
moms
one
made
in.
their clothes.
Oh.
Man, that kid's mom is good.
Yeah.
She made jeans.
I didn't do it all the time. I did go to Penny's and Sears and buy y'all
Yeah.
some.
No, that was just when we were really younger, like Bar Road days.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which,
That's probably when I was
That's a whole-
working at the
do a whole
donut
thing.
place.
we watch on YouTube those 80s, like people put on YouTube like 1980 trip to the malls or whatever.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Or yeah, stuff like
I
that.
watch those.
You watch them?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't
That's
heard
good.
of
They were
that.
living in a different world.
There's a couple of YouTube channels that are solely dedicated to the 80s.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they grew up in the 80s, so they got
Oh, okay.
YouTube channels. And they'll put a lot of their old videos. Because, like me, I sabotaged y'all's video camera when I was young. You know, we
Yeah.
have all those home video
Yeah,
cameras.
yeah.
And me filming, like, the bird and just...
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they're all on, I got them
So
all on
these
DVD
other
now.
people are doing the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Making YouTube channels out of it. Pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look at that. Send me one of them so I can look at that.
Stop it.
Recording. Mr. Paul Gordon.
We're gonna make a movie, no?
Oh, are you?
Yeah, with this tape right here. No, just similar. Yeah, but we're gonna have to tape over something. And first we're gonna have to make a list like the producer and
Oh, we'll have to do that. Don't need a movie. Don't need a movie. Alright, how you gonna do me, Mama? We gotta get ready.
Okay.
Move in. Move.
What you doing?
Look at me.
You can't.
Well,
Do me.
now we come to the most distressing part of this case.
Do you?
I regret to have to say this to you, Mr. Schultz, but
Everybody just didn't
you're
really do it.
dishonest.
Gee, Dad, I thought we were going to the game tonight.
Oh, Wendy. I was thinking about there's a good movie coming on tonight, and I forgot all about the ball game. Did you really have your heart set on going?
Yeah.
Well, let me see. Let's find out what all your other brothers think about it. Especially this one. And we'll see. Billy, what do you think about going to the game tonight?
I'm trying to get the mosquitoes down to the pillow.
Well, right now, I want to ask you one question. Do you want to go to the game tonight?
I don't care.
Do you want, Jesse, do you want to go to the game tonight?
Yeah.
Ask your mom what she wants to.
Do you want to go to the game tonight?
No, I froze last night.
Oh, your mother had a bad experience at the last game we went to, and I don't think she's going to be wanting to go back with us to the game, boys. Since nobody really seems to be all that enthused, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take you down to the ball game and drop you off, and I'll come back, and anybody who wants to can watch the movie. How would that be?
Good. Look what I got.
Gee, Dad, that'd be great.
Look what I got at school today. I'm gonna go get things ready for you.
Did all your classmates get a pumpkin like this? And how many people is in your class?
Of the man in the gray flannel suit. Starring
25?
25 pumpkins? Your teacher paid for these? The principal? The school?
No, we did.
Hey, to a farm.
Now I know how busy you are.
Oh, that's very good. Keep
I'm
up
on
good
that.
work. Okay, let's roll that one.